You can't stop me now. You can't stop me now. All my feet have come too far for you to tie up to the ground. Can't stop me now. You can't stop me now. Set my sights on where I'm going now. No turning back around. Can't stop me. Yeah, can't stop me now.
Howdy punters, and welcome to the final round of season 12 and also 2022 here at Wheel to Wheel Racing. We have an awesome night in store tonight, 11 laps around Green Hell. Unfortunately, the weather that was predicted was going to be a bit damp. It's not now. We've got dry weather while it is a bit cloudy, so I think some of those drivers out there are jumping for joy. In the comms box, we have two of our best joining us tonight. What's he done around here? He's been probably 3-time teams champion. It'd be his best achievement with two different teams. Broken Spoke, how are you, buddy?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Fresh off 11 laps myself, so I'm ready to go.
Yeah, pretty knackered, I'd imagine. I know I am. And now, if you could not tell by that chuckle in the background, we have another top splitter joining us for this one who can't race this evening. He has always been a bridesmaid, Tombo, haven't you, for a driver champion, but you've won almost a three-peat for the teams champions. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. Thanks for having me here, Dodds. Good to be here,
mate. I'm glad to have you. It's good to have you aboard. We're going to get this kicked right off as quick as possible, I reckon. Otherwise, we're going to be stuck here all night, and we're going to have an hour and a half to rabbit on with a lot of rubbish. So, if these guys are ready, Tombo, what do you reckon we kick them off?
Yeah, and we're down 90 minutes, one championship on the line. It's going to be intense.
It's going to be interesting to see how they get all these 13 cars through turn one.
Let's jump on with Scooter 82 we're on with. We'll see how we go.
Absolutely. Now, Havoc is a fill-in this week for PLE Goat. Havoc fresh off a different race. And we're off.
Let's see how Havoc goes up here. He's trying to stay out wide away from him. It's a hell of a race in front.
Nice and clean.
Yep, so far, a bit of biff and barge, and
Oh,
turn
that's
two
good,
has
mate.
cooked it. I wish we had the replay button. But it has given Cap a good look. He's now up into fourth, although Scooter just lets him go past. Oh, with a
Yeah.
little bit of a love tap there.
The big winner out of this is KZ. He's come from fourth to second. Setters as well. Setters up probably 5 positions.
Oh, it's
4
getting on
positions.
about here. Back in fifth place, Apex has dived down. Dragon's gone with him. It's an orange fest at the back here.
Apex hoping to see Scooter and get on the back of that or pack.
There we are.
Easier said than done.
So where has Havoc ended up after all that? Has he fallen back to the back?
Second last.
Second last
Yeah,
with
so-
Packer.
Back into 11th.
Our 2 fill-in drivers, Havoc is filling in for Goat and Packer in 11th and 12th.
Look, if
Let's
he's
see what they
smart,
can do.
he's a fill-in driver for Goat this evening, so he's done the right thing. He's got himself out of harm's way, not going to interfere. He just needs to put his head down now, concentrate, get some steady laps together, and just bring it home. I think that's his best move. Probably him and Packer together. They're doing a good job.
Absolutely. And sometimes it's a good thing just to give yourself some room, let the mistakes of others happen, and then you just drive on by.
Well, while we've been watching those guys at the back, let's jump up to the front. We've got Fixer Chris, who has already nailed a 3.5 second start on these guys in front of Cazadro. What do you think? Who's going to win tonight? My money is on Chris. He's been solid all week. What do you guys reckon?
Yeah, look, I think it's hard to go by him, mate. Every time I've been in a practice lobby through the week, he's pretty much spanked us by, at least 3 or 4 seconds on the first lap. So, although in saying that, Captain's doing some pretty interesting stuff here in third place. On the outside, KZ has the run. I don't know how Seconds feels about that whole situation, but if he tucks in here behind, it should be alright. But yeah, no, back to your question, Dodge. I think if Chris can keep it on the black stuff and not make any mistakes, I think he's a shoo-in, to be honest.
Yeah, I think Chris has been a bridesmaid 3 seasons in a row now to Apex and Goat. So Chris definitely is hungry. He deserves it, and I think he's got the car to do it. But that being said, Apex, he was in 5th after round 3 due to some technical difficulties. So you can never count him out. Like, the fact that he's even in this fight is amazing.
And it's good to see that Dragon's up there too. Dragon is on a controller tonight, I believe. So you guys will have to help me out with who's on what tyre here. But I've got a suspicion that he's not on hards at the moment. Oh,
Setters had a big moment. Everyone checked up,
Everyone's running on mediums at the moment.
yep.
except for Havoc.
Oh, and Apex has given Dragon a little bit of a touch. I don't think Dragon's having fun there in between those two bright orange cars.
No, he's definitely the ham in the sandwich at the present moment.
Adam, eager to get past. Knows he probably has the pace from Dragon, but this track is so narrow, you can't pass anywhere.
Passing opportunities are very far and few between, so if you're going to make a dive or you're going to make a move, you've got to be pretty solid on it and make it stick. Otherwise, if you get loose into any of these sort of tighter corners, you're not going to get it done and probably cause more havoc than anything.
Actually,
Seconds is loose.
Setters had a massive fish tail moment there. Gives
He's
one
back
wheel
in
the
fourth
grass.
place. He's trying to hold off Scooter now.
Just amongst that too, we had Dragon lose it and lose a spot. He was out wide on the green stuff.
Oh no, that's unfortunate. Yeah, Chris is 5.7 seconds up the road, so further increasing that gap, taking this championship by the neck and saying, "You're mine. This is my turn."
Yeah, sitting that far out in front, he's definitely going to start saving fuel shortly. He is only 20 points ahead of Apex for the Series Championship. So he's going to conserve. He's going to stay, do what he can to stay out in front while conserving as much as he can, just in case. Because if Apex comes out with some sort of out of the box strategy, he's going to need all that remaining fuel to get him back.
Adam V. Sorry, Dodgy. Adam V in 8 has just had a massive moment. He spun around. I'm not quite sure what happened, but it's so unfortunate for Adam. He's got rear aero damage, and he's 21 seconds off the lead, losing probably 4 places at least. So unlucky for Adam. It's a long race though. Anything can happen.
Chris is definitely in the best place. Up front, clear air. He gets to control his pace, his tyre use and fuel use, and basically make a call on the run if he thinks that there's been a strategy switch up with Apex. But it's definitely in Apex's basically hands now. If he's in 6th place, 10 seconds off the lead. If he's gonna sort of mix it up with a strat, he's gonna have to do something sooner than later, because 10 seconds is a lot, but one mistake from Chris and he could bring it back. So
yeah, Apex just needs clean air. I think he has the pace, but he just needs some clean air. Obviously, you got student setters up in front.
Scooters in seconds in 4th and 5th. They're side by side here, seeing who's got the biggest engine.
She's pretty even at the moment. Scooter on the inside of this turn.
He's decided to pull out of it.
No, there's a long way to go. Decides not to. Smart racing.
Yeah, lap 1 of 11 lapper and Drew, you don't want to go pushing the envelope there too early.
No. That's right. So, coming over to complete the first lap. Chris is 7 seconds in front. KZ in second. Ripping start by KZ. Low slide in third. Right with KZ. And then you have setters leading this massive train of about, not massive, 3-car train. And then you have Dragon sort of in no man's land in 7th, but not bad. Then Dale and DJ, and then obviously Tata, who's in 10th, that's not bad. Adam, who had that spin, and then unfortunately Havoc brings up the rear.
Havoc is on softs too at the moment, just pointing out.
You've got DJ
Yeah.
Stefko in 9th position, putting a little bit of pressure on Dale Tex here at the moment. As
Yeah,
we know, Stefko hasn't had a lot of practice, unfortunately, this week, so he's doing well to hang on the back of here.
these two have been at it since lap 1. Stefko basically followed Dale around, and he continues to do so.
I can't say as I've seen Dale on that much this week, although I haven't been on early. I've been a bit of a late starter this week, so I'm not sure if he's had as much practice either, same as Stefko.
Yeah, Dale, I believe, has been busy doing renovations to his house, so I don't think he's been able to jump on until today. So when you consider that, he's doing awesome at the moment to be 8th.
Yeah, it's not a track that you want to come to and be on an 11 lap Giro and not have a lot of practice. You know, you want to get some wheel time here and get yourself pretty familiar because, you know, other than the fact that there's about 480 turns, yeah, there's a lot. It's a long lap.
Dale has just suffered the 2-second glitch. He just magically appeared behind Stefko.
That's one way to get a pass done.
Yeah, if only that had happened in my race, I would have been quite happy with that. Thank you.
I just needed it to happen 6 times.
Now, if we go to 10 seasons,
Yep.
we've got Adam coming up the back of Packer. Packer, obviously, a good four-side. We'll see how Adam and Packer both manage this. Packer's a smart racer, so is Adam. I'm sure they'll keep it clean. Oh, as Packer has a big tank slipper.
It's not hard in that car.
No, it's really bad.
Oh, there you go. Adam's going around the outside.
Yeah.
That was close. Nice move.
I
Ballsy.
think Packer definitely opened the door for him there. It probably wasn't the
Yeah.
right place to do it. He did make it easy, but hang on, Dale's doing 2-second glitches again. He's coming right back to Adam.
Oh, no.
It's hard enough to gain time here. You don't want to be... He's disappeared again.
Don't you go to fourth, please?
Fourth.
He's
Apex
now-
has jumped Scooter, and now Sectors have just made a mistake. Very vulnerable to Apex here. I don't know if you can pass into here.
Oh, that's a bit rough.
Oh. Apex kisses the barrier. This is allowed low side to run away very nicely.
Lowside's in a pretty good spot where he is. He's just got to keep KZ within his sights. And if he can get a bit closer, use him for a bit of tow, consume a bit of fuel.
Apex just had a tank sniper. Lost one spot to Scooter.
They're just coming into Stefko corner. One of the corners that always caught me out, this one. I always thought I was at a different part of the track.
Yeah. Not much at the moment.
So we'll have a quick rundown. I have got on display for those watching the tyre deg and fuel numbers. So if you want, we'll go down from Fixer Chris, who is 8.8 seconds in front. So Tombo, fill us in and we'll go from there.
So yeah, Chris, driving for the Jade Science Australia Dragons Den team. Obviously looking to secure the title tonight. Then we got KZ in second, driving for Studio at Positorio, powered by Hybrid Age. And then over to you, Stacey.
Yeah, we've got Captain Lowside. He's driving for 13R in his Toyota Supra, and he's 3.3 seconds behind. 0.6 second behind KZ at the moment. But following Captain Lowside is Seckers, who is also driving for Scuderia Quadrifoglio in the Jag, and he's about 2.9 behind Captain, and he's got Scooter running rear gunner at about 0.5 behind.
Yep, Scooter in that airplane livery, closely followed by Apex, our other title protagonist, in the damn AMS Hexagon's Porsche. And then
in seventh place, we've got Dragon, who's the boss man at Dragon's Den, in his little Mazda with his little Nemos on the back. Following up in seventh, and behind him you've got Adam V, who's driving for the damn Hexagons in their orange Porsche.
Yep, and then you have Dale in ninth, 3.4 seconds of his teammate, just half a second ahead of Packer, who's driving for CP Motorsports, powered by Permobil.
And then pulling up the rear is DJ Stefko, who's driving for TGR Racing in his 180 embroidery Z4 BMW, having not such a pleasant time by the looks of things. And following him, we have a fill-in driver, Havoc. He's driving around in the, what are they driving around in?
Corvette.
Corvette, yep. He's pulled up the rear and he's driving for CP Motorsports, but filling in for Goat.
Just back on Stefko, if you recall, he was up in front of Dale because Dale time shifted behind him, so he's lost a chunk of time there.
Yeah, I was on board with him a couple of times, and he's had a few little errors that have cost him multiple seconds, and yeah, I think he just put his head down now and
and look,
see what can happen.
That's expected. If you haven't had much practice time at the Nürburgring, it's not going to play fair for you. It's really not. It's one of those tracks that you have to practice and you have to know and you have to warm up at as well. So, and unfortunately for guys like Dale and Stefko that really haven't, life gets in the way, you don't have that much time to practice. It's one of those tracks you can't really fake it till you make it at. Not saying those boys are faking it, don't worry.
DJ loves to fake it. Something's happened to KZ here, because he was 1.5 ahead of Roadside, and now he's only just ahead of his teammate. So I'm not quite sure what happened there. He's lost about 2 seconds last night.
He's well within, he's only a second away from Cap here, but he's in that Jag, mate. So if you can just stay where he is, those two can probably either work together or he'll get around him and further up towards the front. But seconds is only 0.8 behind him too, so those two might have plans of teaming up together and giving Cap a hard time. We'll have to wait and see.
Absolutely. And I don't want to jinx it, boys, but Fitzpatrick is nearly out to 13 seconds after 2 laps of racing.
That's okay, so you can jinx it, Tombo.
He is, I feel for the guy, you know. Coming second 3 seasons in a row is no mean feat, but first loser is not what we're after here. We're after the title.
Okay, we've got Havoc in the pits. His tyres have seen enough on his soft, so he'll put his mediums on now, and I assume he'll put a couple of 3-lap stints together. Yep. Again, this is a smart move by his part. Just get out of harm's way, run his own race, and see where it comes out the other side, because anything can happen here at the Burger Ring.
Absolutely. So, what have we got here? Studer, Setters and KZ are all relatively close. As Spokey said, I think Setters and KZ are probably worked together here.
Yeah, well, I think the Jag, believe it or not, may be a little more manoeuvrable around here than the Supra.
Absolutely.
But the Supra does have that big donk in it that once it hits that straight, unless you're right up under that wing, it is going to pull away from you, even the Jag.
Oh, yeah. Mate, in my race we just had then, I was well within slip of Oil, who was in a Supra, and he just drove out of it. An opposite effect if he was behind me. It's just that Supra's definitely got a big donk and it pulls hard, got plenty of torque. So it'll be interesting to see how Cap holds these two pretty relatively cranky looking Jags back.
In saying that, Cap's managing to pull out on him through this windy bit as well anyway. He's almost up to a 1.5 seconds now.
Yeah.
That'll definitely give him some breathing space coming down this back straight.
Yeah, look at that. Just pulls away. As we come up to Corbin Corner, no one does the famous Corbin. So that's good. So we do a passive nearly, what, 3? No, 4. Nearly 3 or 4 cars right here. With Setters, KC, Studer and Apex
Yeah, we're on with
Oh,
Apex
listen.
right now in cab view, watching this whole procession in front of him.
As is this great view, this one.
Apex's tyres are pretty much on par-ish with a few of the other guys, but he's got better fuel than Scooter, KZ, and Cap all together. He's got similar fuel load to Chris.
Yeah. I'd
Look.
say Apex has about 5% more, which is roughly 1 second, which would get him. Oh, you jump Scooter easy. So
Yeah.
Apex looking to jump in the pits rather than overtake.
We know that Apex's name is Billy, not Silly. He's going to be quite happy to sit behind Scooter there and save that, because he knows that he has nowhere near the power to keep to beat these cars on the straight. So he has to stay right up behind them through this part of the track and latch on to one of them going up that main huge back straight. So it's going to be a tough ask for the Porsche, but if anyone can pull it off, I'm pretty sure it's Apex.
I definitely think he's thinking long game here. If I can sit here and at least lose less time on my fuel dump, and only lose to tyres, you can only basically chip away at it and hope that Chris makes a mistake at the front. So
Chris is doing at the front, out to 15 seconds, pretty much.
well, he's got nothing to fight with, Tombo. He doesn't have to worry about people in his rear view mirror. He's no one in front. He's just pretty much on a leisurely Sunday drive around the burger.
That's it. Although it can be hard sometimes when you're out the front. Just lose that little bit of concentration, and around here it does bite. So, long way to go, but Chris is looking good at the moment.
Yeah, it's like
Someone's tyres that are definitely looking second hand is Dragon, who's in 7th place. He's on a controller. He may struggle to get back to the pits on. He's got some left, but I think getting back to the pits is going to be interesting.
It's always invulnerable to Adam, but unfortunately, controllers are just not as good as tyres as the real.
still got this group. They're just sticking together like you would not believe. No one's given an inch. For everything Cap gains, he's now back down to half a second. So they're just not letting him go. I think all those guys are working too well with each other behind him for him to get away from him.
I've been riding with Apex, and the gap gets right out to a second on the straight, but then through the corners, that Porsche is just so good that he gains half a second and he's right back in the slip.
Well, it's going to be a battle of the motors down here. A bit of Asian technology in the Toyota versus the Jag. A bit of British motor.
Yeah, Apex has way more fuel now.
Low side is just pulling away.
That Supra's just, it's got balls for days, hasn't it? Unbelievable.
Scooter gives it a shot. Oh.
Both of them are pitting this lap, so I'm not
They're going to keep it. They're keeping the argument going. Scooter's got just tucked it in.
Smart move by Setters.
Scooter's turn this time to have a run.
Oh, was that Apex that just had an off then? I think Apex might have gone a bit. Yep, he's definitely a long way back.
3 seconds.
Okay,
so
all these guys are in the pit. Might be a good time for an ad, guys. We'll be back in about 30 seconds.
Do you own a business needing new equipment? Or perhaps you're wanting a good set of wheels for that shiny new bike license? Maybe you're after that well-earned boat for retirement. Or you desperately need a new car or caravan for those family getaways? Get in touch with Jade Finance today.
And there you have Jade Finance Australia, a great supporter and naming sponsor for Wheel to Wheel this season. Hopefully we see them back for season 13 next year. And just as we've come out of the pits, have we seen any change? No, we've
Yes,
got
we have.
have?
No, massive change. Apex has elected to do his soft stint, which should be 2 laps, I believe. He's doing that now. So he's ahead of his pack.
He's short field as well.
Yeah, but he only needs 2 laps of fuel. So he'll be pushing hard, trying to make up some time on the pack behind, which are all on mediums again.
Well, it is about clean air around here sometimes. The draft does not help you that much, especially through 3/4 of the track where it's all twisty-turny and you can't see your turn markers because of the car in front. So hopefully he's going to make the most out of that soft stint. And honestly, it was the strat I chose as well, and I didn't mind it. I'm just crap at this track, but it's I don't think it's a bad strat.
Nah, Apex once again showing his big brain. Getting out that too early, trying to jump them on track. Now, the difference between mediums and softs is about, I don't know, what do you think, Bruce? 2 seconds? 3 seconds?
It's not much.
It was
Not
hard for
much.
me. I didn't find that the softs were any quicker for me, but I know in the hands of these guys that there's definitely going to be a difference between soft and medium, just they don't last as long. I'd nearly say there's got to be a 1.5 seconds, maybe 2 in the right hands.
Yeah.
Look.
But even a 1.5 seconds gets him ahead of that train that he was stuck behind.
Yeah.
So hopefully he can make use of these softs and get himself back into the race.
Are we going to see anyone, and I know this is a real tall order, do you think we'll actually see someone duck down into the 7s? Because we've got Chris at the moment on an 8:03 on mediums. Now, I know we're saying it's only 2 seconds, but is there a possibility? What do you reckon?
Oh, I think so. I mean, I've raced these birds for a while now, and you can never rule anything out. If you think it's impossible, they just go and do it. So, I'm going to say yes, don't you? What do you
Oh,
think?
Scooter's going for... Oh, sorry, guys. I thought Scooter was going for a move on KZ then.
Oh, Apex is off, back in second. He's at a massive off.
No!
And it's a spin too, and he's into the wall. Oh,
Yeah, it's an
my
Austin
God.
Powers moment.
Yep.
And I missed how it all happened, but I think he's got loose coming up that little hill.
That man is going to be so kicking himself there. Well, Zoo
that
reckons
means
we're going to
you're
have a
gonna
7:59, 7:98 lap.
Who said that?
Zulu.
Yeah.
I was actually going to say before Apex decided to bin it there, I was actually going to tip Chris to be the one that dips into the 7s.
Yeah? I was
Yeah.
thinking Apex.
I think it's too much. You know, he's at full attack,
Yeah,
where
without
Chris
that
will be
speed.
very relaxed on a light tank. Less stress, nothing to worry about. Apex, he knew leading up to that he'd have to go pretty much 11 tenths, and it's a lot to ask of for 11 laps.
Yeah. Now, I'm not sure if we've missed something here, Bruce, but Setters is back to 5th. Now, I
Yes.
thought he was ahead of
But-
Studer.
Scooter got him up the back straight on the last lap.
Right. Oh, yeah, my bad, sorry. Yes, I do remember now.
But he is giving KZ a hard time. It'll be interesting to see if he takes a bit of attention off KZ. Cap's got to be loving it. It is so good to see Cap up the pointy end.
Absolutely.
And yeah, Scooter's going to be taking a bit of attention, I think. So Cap is going, thank you, Scooter. The carton will come after the race. I'll just get my little butt out of here.
Well, he just wanted to be off me in Div 4, so he'll be using that to Studer, I'd say.
Well, in that case, tell him he only gets his beer if he turns up for the Bathurst 12 hour.
I did say that. I did say. So we'll see what happens there. Hopefully something happens. But
Scooters all over the back of KZ here. This is very interesting. I see Seconds has fallen off the back of Scooter a little bit, but he might be just setting himself up to get a good run down the back straight as well.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
Apex is a
Yes.
hell of a way back there. He's 6 seconds behind Seckers.
You gotta feel for him. He's highly competitive Apex. So he will be fuming at himself about that mistake, but that's the Nürburgring. He had to push. He had to jump those guys.
Do you think, and I hate to throw this out there and moz these guys or second guess them, do you think there's a little bit of Apex that wishes he didn't get the Porsche this season?
Yes and no. I think his main woes this season have been pedal issues, to be honest. He's been up there every round, like we expect him to, but yeah, I'm not sure.
Good point. I forgot about his pedal issues.
I think that's his main gripe this season.
In saying that too, though, a lot of the GR3 rounds that we've had this season have been big power tracks too, so
Yeah,
it makes it hard in the Porsche. Even though it handles that tight stuff unbelievably well, it does really hurt you when you've got the likes of the Jag, the Mercs, the Supras. You know, they're going to pull up on you and just beat you for outright speed. So
yeah,
he's done well to do what he's done with the tools that he's had.
absolutely.
I'll tell you who's
I've
doing
been
well.
surprised.
Sorry,
Yes,
Tombo. I'll tell you
Yeah.
who's doing well. On mediums again is Dragon in 7th. I wouldn't have picked it. I would have thought on the controller he was going to have a really tough time. But being ahead of Adam and Dale, and he's really socking it to him, so more power to you, Dragon.
Yeah.
You're doing a great job.
Yep, Dylan Jackson representing the controller den with great pride.
What's going on here?
Did get into the back of KC. I don't think he's going to be close enough. Oh, Setters.
Yeah, something's
Second.
going on here because like Apex is only 2 seconds behind him now.
Setters, yeah. So Setters has lost. He's had a moment somewhere.
Either that or a penalty. I missed that one.
No, I didn't see any penalties. Let's have a look at the lap. 35. Yeah, he's just, yeah. Yeah, something's happened to pull Setters there. But, so I to say, truth, 5 laps in, 23 seconds up the road. Again, this is his race to lose.
Yeah, look, next pit stop, I fully envision he's going to pull over and have a bite to eat and a bit of lunch. So he should be right. He'll be fueled up himself and ready to go.
He needs to get back and watch a few old YouTube videos, mate. Brocky and that used to put it in the glove box.
Yeah.
Or Murphy,
That's
go
it.
sit in the toilet for 5 minutes. He'd probably
That was
still
because
be...
he was naughty, not because he didn't
Yeah.
pack his lunch.
Yeah, well, did I say Chris wasn't naughty? He's a cheeky batter.
Here he goes, onto the Nord's life. And he's purple as well.
Oh, look out.
It's just no stopping this man. What's he on the second lap now of this medium stint?
How purple was he, Judge?
2/10, I believe.
Apex is 8 cents purple, but he's on soft. But I dare say we're going to see a Hollywood number here from Apex.
Yeah, he's going to be driving angry.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
nearly loses it.
Who loses it?
No,
Apex
Nearly
got fairly
lost it.
loose. He's
Poor
in sixth
Dale.
place.
He's
Just
got a
coming up
sniff
behind
of Seckers. Yep. He wants that drag.
He'll want it until he catches him, and then he'll just want Seckers to get out of the road. Which I don't
Yeah.
think he's going to oblige to.
Studer and KZ have also closed in on my side too. Studer's doing well. He's so below the radar a bit, I think. Just sitting there in fourth, or in a second.
KZ and Scooter haven't let Captain get away either. They've sort of kept him within that sort of second range.
Yeah. Which is impressive with that super with the big engine.
It'd be more interesting to see if they're just sitting there conserving, or it's just they're that tightly close in times that no one can really make any headwind here.
But KZ has the most fuel out of those three, with Studer and Lowside even. Lowside may have slightly less than Studer.
And KZ's probably got the slightest of slight fuel advantage.
Yeah. But it should be enough to jump.
Apex is
Lowside.
right up on Seckers now in sixth place. He's literally reading the barcode off that back bumper. Wonder how patient he'll be, because he won't want to get stuck here on softs in traffic.
Bad run out of there by Seckers.
He's showing the nose.
That's the thing about Apex. He loves to play with you. Plays with your mind. Tries to make you do something stupid.
Seckers is going to make him work for it too. He's not just going to pull over
Yeah.
and let him have it.
No, Seckers is no slouch. Winning his first race in Div 1 on the third race of his Div 1 career.
Seckers is a smart racer too. He knows that if he would know that he's on soft, so if he can hold him up a little bit, put him in dirty air and warm those tyres, he'll come back and benefit from it later as well.
Oh, absolutely. Seckers knows what's happening here. On straight.
In saying that though, Seckers is costing him time, costing himself time to Scooter.
Yeah.
He's
I'd
falling off the
wonder-
back of that pack.
I wonder if there's any team orders going on here. Multi-2 runs ahead. Because Dam, which is Apex's team, and Spirit from the Folio are competing for the team's championship. So, this would be a fierce battle.
Well, I'm not sure, but I think there is a mathematical chance that if something was terrible to happen to Apex and Chris, Seckers is in there in the mathematical thing. Would I be right in saying that, Dodge?
To tell you the truth, I think he's fourth in the leaderboard at the moment for Div 1, for top split, but I'm not sure by what amount.
Yeah.
But I tell you what I can do is we have right here a Div 1 leaderboard. Let's have a quick gander while they're getting around there.
Seckers
so-
can't win the title. But he's in
Seconds, yeah, he's a fair way back. He can jump. Goat's not there. Goat's going to finish down low because of Havoc this week. So there's a good chance he can jump up into third, absolutely. Which we'll see, 3 different makes in the top 3, which is awesome. And I might just show the team's leaderboard while we're at it. We can see there that Scuderia have quite a good lead. They're about 400 odd points up, but there's about 400 odd points as well separating second and third, but only about 30 points separating third and fourth.
Back in 8th position, we've got Adam, who's come right up onto the back of Dragon as well, giving him a bit of carry as see how he handles saying that is,
Commentator's curse, I love it.
Commentators.
mate, Adam, I'm sorry. What can I say? Nothing
else about Adam because he'll come after you.
Yeah, move to someone else. Move along now, people.
Move on. Studer is, I think he's the run here in KZ. It'll be interesting to see if he goes for a move to take third position. KZ defends. Still defending. Nah, Studer rolls out of it.
I think the smart play here is just to stick in behind him, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. Get low side.
Apex should be coming in this lap, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Yep. Look at the rear tyres on that thing. Almost none left. So now that's going to throw him way back. He's got about probably 40 odd seconds to fill up there.
I'll take head of Dale behind Adam.
Yeah, you're not going to really know Apex's true place, I guess, in the race until it's what have we got? Another 2 pit stops for these guys that have decided to start on medium. So you're probably going to find out in about 5 laps time, I guess.
Dale's made it in front of him, maybe. No, Apex has just got out in time.
I'd say this is roughly where Apex sits, depending on... No, he's on softs again. So, interesting. I didn't think he'd do that, so...
Well, to tell you the truth, I think
it's...
it was Darth Berserk in Div 2 did all softs. I think he did one medium and did all softs, so it could be a bit of a damn strategy there. We'll wait and see.
Yeah.
In saying that though, Dale hasn't done that, nor has Adam. But it might be a good way of splitting the strategy so you're not hassling each other out either.
But you do have to make a whole extra pit stop. Which, I don't know, it's a big ask.
Well, if anyone can do it, Apex can, but he's definitely going to be have to be on the move if he's going to draw back the time that he lost through a few little errors.
Yeah, look, it is a brave strat to try and do all softs. I'm not sold that it's going to be the one. It could drop him back a bit.
Yeah.
Not when Fixer Chris is doing 802s on mediums.
Fixer Chris? Who's
That's
Fixer Chris?
insane.
I have no idea who that
He's an alien, mate. We also call him Bob.
He's 30 seconds clear of the field.
He's officially driven into the future.
He's in a win Div 1 by a minute, if everything goes well, which is insane.
It's a very, very smooth driving style.
Yeah.
It's starting to get a little bit more crowded here in second and third, fourth place. They've dragged themselves back onto the back of Captain, and she's a pretty tight little party, this one.
Yeah. I'd say KZ's happy just to sit behind those side, save some fuel. He's got the most out of those 3. And his tyres are about the same as everyone else. So I'd say KZ's in for a jump low side in the pits.
He could get it. He'll get the jump on low side of the pits here with that extra fuel he's carrying.
Yeah, exactly.
Seckers isn't that far off there either. Don't discount him yet. He's still hiding back there in 5th.
Absolutely.
Second's in a great spot. If any one of these guys make a mistake, he'll be just straight in there, Babry, for sure.
Even if they start battling Studio and KC, Texas will reel them in like a big salmon.
Seconds has got reasonable fuel as well.
It does actually, yeah.
So there could be a bit of time to
KC.
be made in the pit stop here for these two Scuderia Quadrifoglio boys.
Yeah. Texas just needs to get onto the back of this train to make the most of the fuel.
If the Scuderia
Okay.
boys are going to get it over cap, they need to catch each other and come out of the pits together. If they've got that fuel save, if they can get in front of cap and then work together and be behind each other for the straight, or as Seckers has a moment, then that's about the only way they're going to beat cap up the straight. Otherwise, you know, they want to really punch it through the rest of the track.
Yeah, they're nearly going to have to gang up on low side if they want to sort of tame down that engine of the Super, because even if you're in front of him, he's going to eat you up on that back straight.
Yeah. So I'd say the top 5, top 6 even, top 7 will be in this lap. So we'll see how that pans out with the fuel.
So we've got Adam hiding down there at about 14 and a half seconds behind Seckers. Another 2 seconds back, we've got Dragon still in 7th. So last time I saw Adam was behind Dragon, but Adam's managed to catch him. Again, Dragon's tyres are looking so scary at this stage of the lap. But obviously he's learnt how to make them work at that last complex before the pit straight. And Apex back there in 8th now, almost a minute behind Chris. We'll see how that fares after Chris's pit stop.
I think Apex has to aim for the podium now. I don't think a win is on the cards anymore, unfortunately.
Oh, and he gets a little bit wide, but he's recovered it well. I think unless Chris has an absolute monumental, the win's definitely out of reach. But like you say, Tombo, if he can just chip away on this alternative strategy, you never know. He could have get himself back onto one of the steps of the podium.
Yeah, and look, if third through the 5th hold each other up, no, second through the 5th, sorry. Oh, and second has a massive moment. So,
Well,
Apex
as
is
close
not
as they're
doing it.
racing, yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
As close as those first 4 are racing too, or first, second, third and fourth, there's more chance of something going sour.
look at the fuel difference. KZ to Studer and low side.
He's got even a little bit better than Seckers, but Seckers is definitely better off than Scooter and low side.
Yeah, unfortunately, Seconds had that big tank slapper. Lost about a second.
Okay.
And
As
both
the
the
lead
Jags have
gets-
got better fuel. Both Jags have got better tyres than Captain and Scooter as well.
Yeah, well, the Super and the Mercedes are both very understeery, so working the front's hard.
These boys are going to shoot into the pits, so what we'll do is we'll cut to a quick ad break now and then come back hopefully and catch them leaving the pits. We'll be back in about 20 seconds. And there you have it, 180 Embroidery, a great supporter of Wheel to Wheel and sponsor of Team Dodgy Racing. Also, 180 Embroidery help us out with Wheel to Wheel merch and look after all our team shirts. So a big thanks goes out to those guys. We're in the pits just waiting to see where Seckers comes out, whether he manages to jump up near Cap, but it doesn't look like it. Cap's been out first. They've all gone out in order.
Yeah.
So no one's really had a jump.
First one is short shield a bit though. So is KZ, but not as much as low side.
Yeah, I think low side's close to 3 laps. He may be planning just to save a little.
I'd say low side's just trying to hold a bit of track position, give himself some clean air, see if he can drop KZ on these fresh tyres.
Well, KZ's going to have to be careful because if he does get a little bit of slip on those fresh tyres, it can suck you right off the track.
He also has the advantage of position too. Like, as we've stated earlier, it's not an easy track to overtake on. So, in a fashion, you know, he can dictate the pace here. You know, KZ and Scooter and Seckers for that matter, they're not silly guys. They understand how it is, and they're not going to do a bold dive bomb move and risk their own race, let alone captain. So I think he's in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Apex has jumped up to second, but he has only pitted. He's only doing a 2-lap stint. So we'll see where he really is once he pits this lap. He was in 7th, I believe, or 6th. No, 7th.
And probably more interesting to that point is Apex is running second now. Chris did have a 30-second gap to the field, but on soft tyres, Apex has managed to pull 6.5 seconds back out of that.
Yeah.
Whether he can pull 23 more out, I'm not 100% sure, considering he's got one more pit stop. But it only takes one mistake.
That's right. So Chris is effectively low side is in second at the moment, and he's 37 seconds off the back of Chris. So Chris has made that gap massive. Nearly a full pit stop.
Yeah, and look, these guys back in 3rd, 4th and 5th and 6th, it's back to status quo with these guys. You know, Cap's got a little bit of an extra gap on KZ than KZ has to Scooter, and Seckers is back there with a little bit more of a gap behind Scooter. It's just the same that it has been for the last 6 laps. So, yeah, these guys might actually finish exactly the same as it looks now.
Nah,
I highly doubt that.
Yeah.
I think there's a bit of a long game being played here. We can stay together and play nice now. They might definitely stop playing nice come that last lap or two.
Yeah, the gloves will be off in the last stint. They're being well behaved at the moment, but don't you worry, these boys will get into it at the end of this race.
Oh, back in 7th place, Adam V's come off again.
Oh no.
He's got a little bit wide. He's got Dragon.
Oh no!
Oh no, Mikey, no.
Oh, he's not giving it up. It's all happening.
It's all happened.
We've got a little bit of damage on there with Adam, so it's front damage to Dragon and rear damage to Adam for that one.
That's unlucky. Now, can we give a shout out to poor Dale and DJ? Both in no man's land. 20 seconds at least either side of them. It's a long race for these two.
It is a long race for those guys that are at the back markers, but you just put your head down and concentrate and get it done. It's the unfortunate part of racing. Someone's got to come towards the back, don't they?
Yeah.
And look, that Z4, unfortunately, even in the hands of Stefko, who is a quick, solid driver, it has been a horrid car for the last part of this season. So you can't expect too much out of it. It doesn't really have what it needs to take it to the guys up the front, up the pointy end. But we can't blame it all on the car either.
Getting back up into third place here, Dodge, with low side. KZ's definitely pulled it right up, and there's a little bit of a backup effect going on here. These boys are very close to each other.
Yep. We saw the dragon chain at Ben's Hatch. Now we're on the low side chain. Trying to choo-choo. As we see Adam gets dragged back. I don't know what happened there, but Adam has got past Dragon.
Scooter's starting to look a little bit more hungry here too.
Yeah.
He might have had enough playing rear gunner to these two Jags and get himself in front.
Seconds has got a bit loose.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. Third through the fifth within probably a second, I'd say.
Look, we're getting to a point in the race too where these guys have been going for 7 laps. Full concentration. This is where mistakes start to happen. One lapse of concentration, one wheel in the grass, and you could ruin your night.
And when you're following people, I don't know about you boys, but it takes twice as much as your mental capacity, so these boys will be feeling it.
Oh!
AZ has a big moment. Did well to save it.
Gives Captain a little bit more of a breathing space now. I'm sure he'll extend that little gap out to over a second once he hits this front straight. But it'll be interesting to see if Scooter takes advantage of being that close to KZ and get a run on him. And Secker's sort of coming right up behind, so this could get very interesting.
Scooter needs to bump KZ here. Otherwise they're going to lose low side. Scooter needs to bump KZ.
They're not losing him, or he's not losing them, I should say. They seem to, that slip is keeping him there ever so slightly.
So now, bump him. Yeah, I think, he bumped him. Good job. Apex into the pits.
He lifted out of it that time, so I think by that stance he's happy about where he is.
Yeah.
What it has done though is brought Seckers right back into play here, so will Seckers be that patient and sit behind him, or will he go for the move?
Not sure. Yeah. Jordan has gotten back past Adam. So I think Adam may have had another moment. Or
being
something.
6 seconds back, it's a good
Yes.
guess.
So we missed that, but
Ooh, Apex has gone hard.
alright, he's on to the end. Surely. I think he's on to the end.
Interesting tactic.
Yeah, ain't it though? So he's
Yeah.
got full fuel. He's going to try for the 4-lap fuel save on the hards.
And most of the field, actually the rest of the field, except for Habit, still have softs. They're 2 laps stint on soft, so if anything, Apex might be losing more positions here.
If he can stay out for 4, he's going to be on a pretty heavy fuel save, I imagine, but he'll have the tyre life. And as you say, Tombo, these boys jump into the pits and whack on softs. They're going to be coming in pretty hot at the end. It's going to make it very difficult, even if he gains position, to be able to hold him off on used hards.
Well, they're going to be losing, about 30 to 35 seconds for a 2-lap fill. I'd say, what do we got from Apex is 2 seconds behind Dragon, who is 25 seconds behind Sekis. So he's already 27 seconds behind that main pack. And he's running on softs. I think it's going to be a tall order to get in front of that main pack.
I think he's dreaming. But anything can happen. It is the Nürburgring. And we have passed the 1 hour. So
We've all got a dream, Tombo.
Yeah, mate. That's right.
It is Christmas time. We've got to ask Santa for all the right things, so...
I've used up my Santa budget. Thanks to Dodgy.
Thanks to me?
Yeah. You convinced me to buy it. Yeah.
And do you sit there staring at it quite often?
I'm looking at it right now.
There you go.
Yeah. And no, it's not what you think. Everyone
Well,
at home.
it might be for you.
It's a
Where is
PG-rated show, boys. I don't know if we want to go into that detail.
Oh no, it
yeah.
is. It is seriously stuff that gets Tombo's blood pumping. It was it a triptych? Was it a triple picture set?
Yeah, the 3-peat
Yep.
posters.
The 3-peat posters.
6, 7, 8. Bathurst 1000, 888. Those beautiful Vodafone liveries. And the better electrical livery.
They were some shit liveries.
It does sound
Yeah.
like a nice piece of kit.
It is. I think they're still available. Get you some.
Not for everyone, Tombo. Not for everyone.
No.
If they were DJR, you'd have spoken a heartbeat.
Yeah.
You'd have me thinking about it a bit more anyway.
I've done a nice Volvo poster here. It's not the one. If that's what you're after.
Well, I did.
Okay.
Scotty had the 3-peat.
Yeah.
Okay, so while we're talking about that, let's go back and find out where we're at here. 43 seconds off the lead at the moment is this pack that's fighting for the rest of the podium. And there's bugger all in it between these guys. There has been all race. By now, I think Cap must be sweating bullets.
Yeah, I'd say he's probably trying to ignore them. Just trying to drive his own race, but that's not happening at the moment. He's got his merry men behind him.
With Flowside leading this pack too, he's burning more fuel and more tyres than the other guys.
Absolutely. I'd
Yeah,
say KZ and Checkers have the best fuel. You reckon?
Yeah, I think it's pretty close. Seckers and KZ have definitely got better fuel and probably better tyres than the other two.
Yeah.
I'm very
KZ
interested to
just
see what
needs to
happens
stay
here
with
with Apex in 7th. Like I say, Dodgy mentioned it's a tall order, but if there's one guy that's going to be able to make it work, it could be him. I don't think he'll get the win out of it, but he could bring himself up the totem a long way if he gets this right. But he can't make any more mistakes.
And we seem to have had a big Adam problem here, that Adam is now technically about 15 seconds behind Dragon. So he's not having a fun night in that Porsche, young Adam.
Something massive. I do say, please.
And Dale's 27 seconds behind him.
Yeah. And DJ's really closed the gap to Dale. I think it was about 20 seconds at one point.
Depends how many more
Yeah.
times Dale's been having his little 2-second time.
Yeah,
Yeah, that definitely wouldn't be helping anybody.
yeah. And Pat is doing well too. 23 seconds off DJ, who isn't any slouch. So Patter, doing the stinting to the limb.
Oh, look, you've got to take your hat off to them guys. It's they're both Div 4 drivers, and to put your hand up and not only do your own race and then come up and race another enduro for your team in Div 1, that's a big ask.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course,
Just as
Patter's
habit
race
goes
will.
off.
Patter's race will be available to stream on our YouTube channel, Virtual Racing, probably Wednesday night, I'd say. So if you've got nothing else to do.
Oh, Apex has had a big
Wednesday.
issue.
Oh, yeah. Gee. So things are from bad to worse.
Oh,
for
he's off
Apex.
again.
Oh, as he goes off again. Oh, no.
Dragon has increased his lead on Adam as well. It's now out to almost 20 seconds. It was 15 seconds not long ago.
Oh.
I wouldn't like
Yeah,
to be a
every
fly
time-
on the wall in damn Hexicon's change rooms afterwards tonight.
No. No.
It's either
Every
going to
time
be.
I jump to seconds. Yes, I respect.
I was going to say, in response to Dodgy, it's either going to be a very animated conversation or a very quiet one.
Casey's trying to
I'd
get in
say
front
the
of Cap.
latter.
Just got a bit
Every
squirrely
time I
on
jump
this.
on with Setters seems to always, as he's right in the range for a move, he makes a little mistake and falls off the back of these guys. So
Oh, Jesus, Tombo, where were
Seconds
you all
perhaps.
last season when he was in Div 2? You could have come in and jinxed him
Yeah.
every time. I would have been happy with that.
no, that was an absolute tailing that he gave the poor Div 2
It's
gentlemen.
Yeah,
It's ridiculously tight for 2, 3, and 4 here.
It is. Just good to see. Like, as a racer, you'd rather be in a pack like this than out on your own, like Dale and DJ.
Taps there at the plate.
Oh, these guys
KZ's
are.
gone
Oh,
wide,
look
has
out.
he? Yep, Scooter's taking advantage. Is he going to keep this inside? Oh, they're not. And he's out wide. Seconds is going to get it too.
Oh no.
There you go. There's that
KZ.
concentration coming in right at the end of the race.
Yeah.
Now we'll see what Seconds
So
does if he lets KZ back past.
Some very
KZ's going to
big
take a
things
breath
happen.
here.
Yeah.
He's just got to take a
a
breath, get his thoughts back together, get back in the groove. Don't try and do too much too soon.
Yeah, absolutely. And the good news is, it's his teammate, so they can work together here. And actually, they're not in a bad spot, you know, because they can both updraft and get past these two in front, rather than being separated by another car.
Well, they both got the best fuel and best tyres out of the top. Between like from captain low side in second back to fifth. Seckers and KZ definitely have better fuel and tyres than the other two. So I think if they work together, they definitely could come out of this looking alright. But in saying that, Captain Lowside, an old boss man of mine, if he keeps his nose clean and head down here, he should hold on to that podium position also too.
Yeah, absolutely. KZ has dropped back a bit. Look, I found around here, and I know I'm not one of these Div 1 legends, but the moment you lose it around here, it takes a good third of a lap to get your confidence back. Because this track takes 100% commitment and confidence. If you're not confident, you're off on the corner. So, yeah, it'll take him a bit, but I reckon he's going to catch back up to seconds pretty quick eventually.
Yeah, absolutely. And Adam is... Oh yeah, Adam in ninth has picked up a half-second penalty somewhere, unfortunately, so Adam really in the wars this evening. Sure for him.
That half second being where the penalty burn line is, probably going to cost him close to 2.5 seconds to burn that penalty.
Yeah.
And then trying to get that Porsche going, he's pretty lucky Stefko isn't any closer. I reckon by the end of it you'll probably see that Stefko will be about 8 seconds behind him if he's lucky at the end of the straight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Should we jump on board with Captain Lowe's idea and get you to sort of talk us through a bit of a... You can't do a lap, because that's 8 minutes of our lives, but jump on board and see what he's dealing with Scooter breathing down his neck.
Jumping on his scooter even.
So how do you know this track, Tombo? Can you talk us through this track? Do you know it well enough, or this isn't a Tombo track, is it?
Well, I think the fact that I'm sitting here rather than out there.
Well, listen, we're going through a real tight part of this track, coming up to the first carousel. The carousel is tricky, especially on worn mediums. You got to take it right, otherwise it's going to spit you out. You're usually down to about 80 k's an hour through that on worn mediums, and then you come out of here, and this is a tricky corner coming up. You feel like you got to brake for it, but it's just straight through, and then you're on the anchors back to second or third. Usually coming through this area, this is very much a fourth and third, and back and forth and third. You're never in the same gear for long through here, and a lot of the corners, they're just blind corners. You've got to know the track really well. You've got the downhill. I wish I knew which corner YouTube corner was. I just don't. I know it's one of these corners, but I don't know. So you're dropping back to third through here, down the hill. You just get to fourth and then drop it back to third again for this right-hander. And again, you plant it through here just to get on the anchors again. There is never a part of this track where you're not moving. You are not relaxed through here. You are working your buttocks off.
You done well, Dodge.
Yeah. Well done.
I did well,
done,
not
Dodgy.
quoting anything, just glazing around the edges. Yeah, that's what you do.
Yeah.
But no,
I
it's,
understand, mate.
coming down
Did better than
downhill,
me.
you do get airborne through there as well. There are some places through here that your car gets so light you can't turn in. You have to take it very careful. You got to really knock it back to fourth there, and that's that corner back is a very disconcerting corner. You want to brake early, but you've got to leave it really late. That little carousel there, again, a third gear corner for Cap. Some take it in second. This one here, you've got to drop it back to, he's a fourth gear. I'm third in the Z4. And then working through the gears right out wide and plant it to get that lead.
Now these boys are going to be coming down this back straight, and they're going to be coming into the pits to grab their softs for their last 2 laps on softs. So it's going to be an all-out sprint. Chris is already in there grabbing his softs, and he's a nice 50 seconds in front of everyone.
Cap is actually pulling away from Scooter in the slip.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's insane.
So
It's not even fair.
We've had Adam begging for this race to be over in chat, so he's not having a very nice time. But
I bet. So here we go. KZ, most again. Seconds also got just under his team owner's field. Roadside with the rest. We'll see how much of a difference that makes.
So Dragon's coming in. We're on with Apex. Well, I think he's a bit far back. I don't think Apex is anywhere near catching him.
Nah, Apex had a mistake there, and as I said earlier, I think the only way he could make that work was to be mistake-free, and unfortunately for him, he got a bit wide up on the side curvage and sort of got sideways, and
Well,
that's
he
enough.
has hit the
Here we
straight,
go.
But no, Cap and KZ are out.
And
Seconds is out.
No, he gets
Scooter's jumped. Oh, bit of a log jam.
Oh,
I don't know how Scooter's jumped. Because he has the same fuel as pretty much everyone else. Seconds has a bit more.
but Captain had the least amount of fuel.
Yeah.
It was always going to be a tight call, but
still, Cap's not in a bad spot here. If he can just catch Scooter, I don't think Scooter's got the power in that AMG to really pull away, but he is an awesome driver, so anything's possible with Scooter as well.
Yeah.
I do love that
as long
AMG.
as long as Cap can keep those two green Hornets behind him, he should be, like you say, in a pretty good spot. He's just got to get on the back end of that AMG or the Mercedes, and yeah.
I think if you're Seconds and KZ here, you're trying to get low side onto the back of Scooter and then make something happen. There's no point finding now and letting Scooter get away.
Or using up those softs. You need to save them for that last lap. If we just have a quick look at Apex there, Apex is still 20 seconds ahead of Dragon, but Dragon has just changed on to softs. He's got two laps of softs, and Apex is on 2 laps of worn hards. Not that they'll be that worn, but they do have a bit of wear on them. So it's going to be interesting to see if Dragon can get up there and give Apex a run for his money. I think 20 seconds is a little too much to ask, but stranger things have happened.
KZ's also falling to the back of his.
Yeah, he's had an error there, but in saying what you were saying, Tombo, if I'm Seckers, I want to clear low side now. I want to get that done as soon as possible, because you don't want to burn those softs fighting with him.
Yeah.
And if I'm low side, I'm holding him up as long as I can.
But so you're letting Scooter go? Because the whole time you fight with both side and checkers, Scooter's going to be laughing all the way to the finish line. So it's tricky, because you don't want to attack and lose the time in front, but you don't want to leave your run too late.
I don't think low side's thinking about Seckers too much here.
No.
He's closed that gap to Scooter pretty quickly. You just got to play this one smart.
So now the seconds, you want most of the time to go, and then you just capitalise on those two fighting.
Yeah, I think if Cap keeps this up where he is now, and if Seckers gives Cap a bit of a tap maybe coming up that straight, I'd be worried if I was Scooter.
Oh, hang on. Look at the gap though. Scooter's out to 1.3.
Yeah, he has increased it just in that little moment.
No!
Who
What?
disconnected?
Oh no, Chris!
Chris has just had a
Are
disconnect.
you
No.
kidding?
When Dragon! No!
Oh my God.
No! That's the championship. No way, Jose. No. I don't know if Apex has to win or not.
I think you need
What's
to
the
check the
difference,
news and see
Sophie?
if some server has been taken out by a Kiwi.
I think it has. Apex is
Wow, the
10%.
ramifications of that are huge.
Is that the championship?
That's it, my friend.
Do we
That's
have
done and
There was
dusted.
only 20 points in it.
The points?
Depends on the drop rounds because
Wow.
Apex is down the order. But
No.
yeah, that would take a mathematician
Ah.
out in YouTube land to tell me that.
That's changed the complex of the whole situation.
Hasn't it though?
Now
Both
this
of
is for
them.
the lead.
We went from having a
man.
runaway Dragon Den's driver to pretty much a four-way battle with 2 to go.
That is so strange we lose both. Why? Because I know one's in Sydney and one's in
Yeah.
Brisbane, so I'm not going to say it's a local storm error. So thank you, PlayStation. Oh
Maybe
my
it's a
gosh.
Dragon's Den now. The boys at the Dragon's Den servers have unplugged the wrong piece of wiring.
Anyway, here we go. We've got Cap, not even a second behind. Yes, it's jumped out again. All of a sudden, for no reason, Cap's 0.6 behind when he was... Sorry, he's 1.7 behind. He was just literally 0.8 behind. I don't get what's going on here.
And Setters has fallen the slow side, so a bit of fatigue setting in here, I think. A few sloppy mistakes.
It could be a bit of lobby glitching going on there, but we'll see what happens. See how we go, because now he's 2 seconds behind, which just seems weird. Maybe they're all in shock. Oh, as Cap has a bit of an issue. All in a bit of shock over the boys leaving.
Everyone's all over the place for me, so I don't know if it's my end or...
No, it's been a
There's a rise in the-
server issue. Dragon's just come in and said the host ended the session. So they've been dropped out of the server. No, we're not restarting.
Well, that was an unfortunate series of events, but on the positive note, we've still
Scooter.
got 4 guys that are got probably a lap and a half to sort out what they want to, how they want to sort this out.
Yeah, it's Scooter's got a hefty lead up there now, although Cap is dragging it in bit by bit. He's still not going to get that 2 seconds back by the end of it, I don't think. So Cap's got a lap to get back to where he was at, but Scooter's looking awfully comfortable up there in that AMG. Him and Cap seem to be the same tyre and fuel rate. We'll just have a quick look back, and I think the boys in Scuderia have a bit better fuel, so they may be able to open up those injectors for the last lap and give it a bit.
Yeah, well, the 2 Scooter boys, they've got good fuel, good tyres. So if they wanted to definitely drop the hammer and burn a bit more fuel and torch their tyres a bit more, they definitely have that ability. Or they have that at their leisure anyway. But I think everyone will be pretty right for fuel, pretty right for tyres, so it's an all-out old school grudge match, this one. Get into it.
Yeah, let's get it on.
Cap's still losing a bit. I think Scooter has got this all over Cap at the moment.
Oh, that's all I'm ready to go, Dodgy.
It is.
Never say never at the bird.
You've got
Doesn't
Apex.
really matter what you did for 10 laps, you've only got to make this 1 lap count.
That's it. You got Apex back there. He's 21 seconds behind the leader. He is in 5th position. I'm not sure what that's going to mean drop round wise and points wise. I think there's going to be some people eagerly awaiting the calculations to come out tomorrow morning. he's going to be very close. It's going to be a very close championship now with that DC.
And regardless how they sort that championship out, there's no way Chris or Apex would want to settle it like that. It's very, very unfortunate to have a disconnect that late in the race.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You want to be able to beat a guy on track.
I feel so sorry for Chris.
I
he's
feel a
gonna be dirty.
1v1 coming up before Christmas.
A drugs match.
Yeah.
Speedy style. Speedy style.
We won't make him do 11 laps, though. That's just cruel.
Scooter's dug some more time out of Captain Lowside here too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe he's been foxing on us the whole way. He was happy to sit in there behind those Scooter boys, and now they've let him loose and he's opened her up.
Yep. And you can't put it past Scooter 82. He's been at the pointy end of Div 1 for as long as I can remember. He's not exactly a back runner, that guy, so more power to him.
No. He hasn't had the best season. Few things haven't quite done his race, so it's good to see him having a good run tonight.
Come on, Tombo. No one remembers what happens for the last 8 rounds. They're only remembering what happens in this race.
That's true. That's true.
You can put it all behind you. Enjoy the Christmas break. And you've got a big trophy to say you won the race. Although, in saying that, Cap's coming back at him a bit here.
Yeah, he's just got to hold his
again.
head. I think his Scooter's usually a pretty level-headed driver. He should be fine. Not trying to give him a commentator's curse at all. But yeah.
Are you suggesting that he's just managing the gap, Dodgy?
Yeah, I think he's pretty safe.
Oh, God. Dodgy, you're just asking for the commentator's curse.
Oh, look, you know what would be really interesting?
Yeah.
I'd love to see a little car up ahead of him. I'd love to see him trying to lap Havoc.
Where is Havoc?
That's just devilish. No,
I don't think...
not
no.
quite.
No.
Seckers is overtaking Captain Lowside, so's KZ.
But it's... no.
Looked away for a second.
Ah.
What happened there? Did he go wide? Did he have a bit of a...
I think I missed it. I only just come onto it late, but it looked like he's went a little bit wide. Held it together enough to stay on track, but yeah, he's lost 2 positions. Come on, Cap, what's doing there?
Can't hold second for most of the race and then drop off the podium, Cap. Come on, pull finger.
Absolutely, 100%. He's going to have a hard time getting past these 2 guys now. Although he's given KZ some carry.
If he can stay with KZ...
Oh, he's not mucking around.
It.
And he's got it done.
Side by side, yep. He wants that second position back.
If I know Captain the way I think I do, he would be very upset with himself for making a mistake that late in the race. So he will definitely have red mist engaged.
Absolutely. And he's just needs to get up close. All he needs to do is be behind that car at the start of the straight. That's all he needs.
If he's in slip of that Jag come the back straight, I don't think there's a lot Seckers can do about it.
Nah.
But Seckers can do everything about it right now by managing not coming back to him, but
So, Scooter, from nowhere, is flown under the radar for at least half the race, has put himself in the box seat here for a Super Enduro victory.
Something's happened with Cap. He's dropped back to a 2.5 behind Seckers now.
and he's looking vulnerable to KZ now.
Something. Oh, yeah, okay. This month.
Well, we said it off the top of the show tonight, boys, that it's the Nuremberg can throw up anything. We lost a guy that was leading the race by nearly a minute due to a disconnect, which has left us with a last lap dash. And Scooter's put himself in best position to run away with it. You make your own luck, I guess.
Absolutely. This is going to be a bridesmaid for the fourth.
I don't think
Fourth days
Cap's
in a row,
close enough
I
for this
believe.
run.
Nah.
He needed to
Can't
be
get out
closer.
of there. KZ might get him here. Make sure the Stizera portfolio 3-2. Maybe, no, that Super's just so powerful.
Yeah, it's powerful, but not enough to catch the Jag. If it was the Z4, it might be a
No.
different story. But that Jag should have it all over him.
Well, here we are, boys. Scooter coming in to the last final corner complex.
Seekers will be feeling that pressure. And who would have thought it? Wow. Good on you, Scooter.
Yeah.
Job well done.
Well done, Scooter. Best of the rest tonight.
So coming across in first place, we've got Scooter, followed by Seckers, who's got Loso behind him, KZ. Now we're just waiting for Apex, who's a wee bit back, but that's a good drive for those top four. They stuck together for the whole race, and it wasn't really ever more than a couple of seconds between them. And here we've got Apex coming through the final complex.
Oh, he's just run out of fuel, has he? No, he's still
He
got
has
a
run
bit.
out of fuel.
He finished it on the grass. Poor Adam, who's had a really bad time of it tonight.
Don't feel for him.
I think Adam is one of those guys that is going to be happy to see the rear end of that Porsche.
Yeah.
I don't think he's been the greatest fan of it. He's given it a red hot go, and he's done it proud. But I know there's a lot of other cars out there that Adam would choose over the Porsche.
Absolutely. Well,
And
Yeah.
he finishes in
Nice
reverse. Oh, he's just missed it.
yeah.
There you go. There it is.
Bit of an Austin Powers moment there. Over the line.
Following him is his team leader, or boss man, Dale Teagues. I think he'll be pretty much reminisce the words you just mentioned then, Dodgy. He'll be looking quite forward to seeing the back end of that Porsche.
Oh, give him a chance. He'll be in an Alpha next season.
Absolutely.
And here comes the Steph guy.
Well
Yeah.
done, DJ. Top
Nice
10.
drive, big man.
Yeah, he stuck it in there.
I
And
think
look,
he'll be happy to see
Havoc,
the back end.
he's Packer, but I think Havoc has to have a stand up as well and give himself a pat on the
Yeah.
back. We all know Havoc's a great bloke, and he gives it a red hot go no matter what, and he's managed to do this whole race without getting lapped. And I think that is a great effort on Havoc's behalf, and a red hot go in Div 1. So Goat, good on you for giving him a chance and just instead of saying, yeah, we're not going to have a driver.
Yeah.
Although Apex got taken out by him on turn 2, so I'm pretty sure Apex might have something else to say about that.
No, he didn't. Apex had nothing to say. He's won the championship from 5th. He was nowhere at the end of round 2 even. And somehow the cards have fallen his way.
Yeah,
tonight.
absolutely. And there we go, Scooter 82 for El Plan Racing. So I'm sure Corbin is doing cartwheels at the moment, having these guys pip everyone at the post for the Nürburgring. Well done, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there's a lot to digest out of that one, and I'm not going to sit here and go over it too much. Commiserations to Chris and Dragon, both Dragon's Den boys, unfortunately disconnecting due to server error. But hats off to the guys from that have finished first, second, third, and fourth. As we've said all along, we've barely been off them all night. They have been the guys to watch. They have jostled all night. I guarantee you each one of those guys is sweating profusely and so glad that race is over. But it will feel so rewarding to those guys too. Tombo, any words from you?
No, great race. I think you've summed it up nicely. Unlucky Chris, I mean, just wasn't to be tonight, but next season's your season, mate. I'm sure.
Absolutely. Spoke?
Yeah, look, it was a pretty unfortunate set of events for Chris, but for the rest of the guys, he's done really, really well. And just from my point of view, I think we'd like to thank all the sponsors for the support that they give us throughout the year. It's been an interesting season, and I also just everyone have a safe Christmas, be good, and hopefully in season 13 we'll be back and keep this road show going.
Yeah, absolutely. As we've lost Tombo there, another disconnect. Look at that. But this was the last race for Wheel to Wheel this season. We are having a bit longer break than normal, a bit of a hiatus until February next year, where we're going to start our first mega season that's going to be basically for the first 6 months of the year, an 18-week season over the first two school terms. So that is something to seriously look forward to. Keep an eye out in January. We will start running some highlights packs. There'll be some stuff to watch on YouTube. We've got some big things happening for the drivers in an off season. So really looking forward to it. Big thanks to all the guys in Wheel to Wheel who just tirelessly work every week, not only at their own jobs, but at making sure Wheel to Wheel keeps kicking, all the admins, all the stewards, all the data entry guys, everything else that they're just, I can't name enough of them. There are too many of them to thank. So on that note, I am going to get the hell out of here. I'm going to say sayonara to those guys. Commiserations again to Chris and Dragon, and look forward to seeing you all in the new year. Have a great one.
Fight.